So attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD as it's commonly referred to, is a disorder characterized by developmentally inappropriate inattention, hyperactivity, impulsivity that's usually evident well before a child starts school, most commonly during the preschool years, and oftentimes continues for many individuals throughout their lifespan and creates a lot of impairment for them, lots of difficulties through school and into adulthood. There are a number of treatments out there for ADHD, although some of these have difficulties with them. They all help in terms of fixing symptoms. They don't seem to work really well in terms of the long run. For the last, I would say, 10 years or so, we've been spending a lot of time studying what I'd call the trajectory of ADHD by following children over time. And we have one group of children that we've been following since they were 7 to 11 years old back in the 1990s. They're now young adults, and looking at what seems to influence trajectory, what changes in those that seem to get better and those that don't seem to get better. And we started again more recently, about 5-6 years ago, with a preschool sample of 3- and 4-year-old children that we've been again evaluating every year. If we can develop these higher cortical functions and those that seem to develop better skills in things like attention, working memory, inhibitory control, planning, organization. If we can develop those skills, we might be able to actually change the trajectory of the disorder with the goal that, unlike medicine or behavior modification, whereas as soon as it stops, everything comes back, with these kids, if we could make these somewhat permanent changes in brain development, the hope is that not only are we going to take away symptoms or reduce the level of symptoms that they're currently presenting, but that there'll be a long-term efficacy that will really change the trajectory and either, perhaps, if we get really lucky, prevent the true onset of the disorder during the school-age years, or at least make it less severe. And what we're just starting now is a project that we call TEAMS. And it's a group-based intervention where we're going to have 5 or 6 4- and 5-year-olds in a group together. And it's really a play group in which we've designed very simple games that are fun, exciting for them to do, and that they'll play with each other, that get at things like inhibitory control. So an example might be Simon Says. Very simple game. We all know it. We all played it as children. But what that really requires is inhibitory control, the ability to shift set, to inhibit. What we're doing is at the same time that the children are in the group session with us, we have the parents in a separate session. And what we're doing with the parents at the same time is, one, providing them with a lot of education, providing them with the kind of support that parents would like to have, that they need when they're dealing with difficult children. And finally, we're working with them on the games that we're teaching the children and teaching them ways, A, to play the games with their kids a lot, to facilitate the likelihood that the child will play the game with siblings, with friends. And we really are encouraging them and trying to set the stage so that children are playing this array of games, and it's a full menu of games, every day for at least half hour, an hour, but it has to be fun. It can't be homework, it can't be torture, it has to be fun that the child wants to do it, and so we're teaching that. At the same time, there's no question that getting parents to play with their children and have a good time with their children is a good thing. And so that's the general idea. Will it really work? We don't know yet, but we're just getting started on this, developing the games. We're at the point now where we're really trying to figure out what are the games that we think will tax these brain systems, and at the same time, the children find to be a lot of fun and really want to take home and play on a regular basis. So we're very excited about this, getting this started.